Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here with the Spain news update. We'll take a look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press here in Spain, and we'll also take a look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. Before I begin, a huge thanks to all of the people that have supported the channel in recent times, whether it's by buying me a coffee, whether it's through the super thanks option on YouTube, longer term supporters on Patreon, or the channel members of this YouTube channel. Thank you very much for that support. Now, straight into the news, and the Spanish government's crackdown on tourist rentals continues. And as we can read here, the government is now targeting 1 in 5 holiday rentals. The Spanish government has intensified its crackdown on illegal holiday rentals, with Airbnb under legal pressure to remove nearly 66,000 listings deemed non-compliant. Backed by a ruling from the High Court of Justice of Madrid, the Ministry of Social Rights and Consumer Affairs, led by Pablo Bustendui, is targeting 1 in 5 tourist rentals advertised on the platform. These properties, located in key tourist areas such as Madrid, Andalusia, the Basque Country, the Balearic Islands, and the Valencian community, were flagged for breaching regional restrictions, chiefly for not including a valid license number or providing fake registration details. The ministry began its investigation last June and has since issued 3 formal notices to Airbnb ordering it to block these listings. The case highlights growing concerns over the unregulated growth of short-term rentals, particularly their impact on housing availability and pricing. Officials argue that misleading listings risk deceiving consumers and undermine local housing laws. So the Spanish government finally getting serious when it comes to illegal holiday rentals on platforms like Airbnb. It's taken a while. It's probably distorted the housing market in this country, but finally the government has got around to doing something. But the big issue now is, will Airbnb comply with what the government says? The platform Airbnb has had its own propaganda war going in recent times, with directors of that company giving plenty of interviews in local press outlets. So basically, it looks like it's going to come down to a showdown between the Spanish government and the world's biggest online booking platform for holiday rentals and other types of rentals, Airbnb. We'll see who wins. Second piece of news now, and there's some good news for illegal or irregular immigrants in this country, as the government prefers to call people that haven't got their papers in order. And it is that the government has proposed regularizing immigrants present in Spain before the 31st of December 2023. The Spanish government is working on a plan to regularize hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants who were residing in Spain before the 31st of December 2023. This proposal revitalizes a long-stalled popular legislative initiative that aimed to grant legal residence and work permits to up to 470,000 individuals. While previously not a key focus for the socialist part of the coalition government, the initiative has gained urgency due to gaps in the new immigration regulations that risk increasing irregularity. The draft plan avoids the term extraordinary regularization, opting instead for a more technical description, a transitional, exceptional, and time-limited regime. Several ministers are directly involved in the negotiations, and the government has expressed its willingness to adjust the date or details to ensure the policy benefits as many people as possible. The initiative reflects a shift in political will and aims to address administrative oversights in Spain's immigration system. So there we go, some 470,000 people that are currently residing here in Spain in an irregular situation most likely will get their situation changed and will become legal residents here in Spain if that government initiative goes ahead. And let's be honest about this, Spain's immigration system is pretty bad. People can be left in limbo for a long period of time because of bureaucracy, and anybody who has gone through the system here will know exactly what I'm talking about. Third piece of news now, and an update on the homeless situation at Spain's biggest and most important airport, Madrid Barajas, and it is that airport operator Aena is to enforce the nighttime closure at Barajas tomorrow. They've evicted 33 homeless people, and workers are saying that the situation remains unchanged. Aena will begin enforcing nighttime restrictions at Madrid Barajas Barajas airport from 9 p.m. on Wednesday to deter the increasing number of homeless people sleeping there. Security personnel, following instructions from the airport authority, will deny access to anyone without a boarding pass, with exceptions for accompanying individuals. In cases of resistance or conflict, guards are instructed to call the police rather than intervene directly. Last Sunday, 33 homeless individuals were removed from the premises, most left voluntarily, though police intervened in some cases due to banned behaviours like alcohol consumption, lying on the floor, or begging. However, UGT union representatives have criticised the move, questioning its legality. They argue that AENA's order should have been formalised in writing as required by Spain's private security law and transmitted via the appropriate channels rather than directly to security staff. Despite the measures, workers say the problem remains unresolved as more individuals continue to enter nightly. So there we go, and as we saw in that article, it appears that the homeless situation at Madrid Barajas Airport is not getting any better, with more and more people turning up each night. And now the unions are involved. And is it just me, or do other people think that this is going to be an issue that drags on for a long, long time? Don't know, but let's hope that that is not the case. And the final piece of news now, in the United States government has updated its travel advice, and travellers to Spain are being warned to exercise increased caution. As we can read here, the US State Department includes Spain among destinations where travellers should exercise increased caution due to terrorism. The US State Department has added Spain to its list of countries where travellers should exercise increased caution due to terrorism and civil unrest. This update forms part of a regular reassessment by the US Consular Affairs Office, which evaluates global travel risks based on factors like crime, terrorism, health, and natural disasters. Spain has been assigned a level 2 risk rating on a scale from 1 to 4, joining countries such as the UK, Germany, and the Philippines. According to the advisory, terrorist groups may still be planning attacks in Spain. Potential targets identified include tourist sites, train stations, airports, markets, hotels, religious venues, parks, and large sporting events. While the warning does not advise against travel, it encourages American citizens visiting Spain to remain vigilant and exercise heightened caution. The advisory reflects ongoing global concerns about terrorism and underscores the importance of maintaining situational awareness while travelling abroad. So there we go, Spain has been bumped up to a level 2 on that US risk rating, and potential terrorist threats and civil unrest are the reasons. And I want to say thanks to regular viewer Jose for bringing my attention to this article. And is the risk here in Spain real, or is it an overreaction by the US government? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now let's take a look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. One here from Penross: 99% of tourists stay in hotels and guest houses and are nothing to do with the shortage of housing. Why are they being targeted? Yeah, Penross, thanks for the comment and good question. Why are tourists being targeted by these anti-tourism protests? Maybe the answer to that question is low-hanging fruit. I've got no idea. I think basically tourists are the easy target because the real problems are too hard to address. Don't know. Let me know why you think tourists are the #1 target in the comment section below. One here from FRGV: and me thinking of going to the Canaries. Well, change of plans. Yeah, FRGV, thanks for the comment, and sorry to see that you are considering changing your plans and not holidaying in the Canary Islands due to these protests. And I imagine that a lot of people, given the recent bad publicity, are thinking of doing something similar. However, in my opinion, and I've been to the Canaries a couple of times in recent years, I wouldn't be changing my plans to visit that part of the world. I was there as recently as February, I think it was, on the island of Lanzarote, and didn't experience any tourist backlash. I was in a tourist area, I looked like a tourist and didn't have any problems. And I'm sure tens of thousands of other people that have visited the Canary Islands in recent times would say exactly the same thing. One here from Tony: this video exemplifies what I really enjoy about regional Spanish food. It's just so local and homemade, using traditional ingredients and cooked with care. Gracias, Stuart. Yeah, Tony, thanks for the comment, and that sums up the lovely meal that I had in the town of Jumilla in the region of Murcia last week perfectly. Homemade meals using traditional ingredients and cooked with care. And I recommend to anyone visiting this country, get off the beaten path, get out of the tourist traps, visit some of the smaller towns in the country and experience the local cuisine. You will not regret it. One here from Christine: the Jumilla region produces my favorite wine, Juan Gil Monastrell Plata. It used to cost me about $25 in New York, and now in Madrid about 12 euros. Heaven! Love oreja a la plancha or slow stewed. It grew on me, especially when paired with a nice red wine. Yeah, Christine, thanks for the comment. And Jumilla is one of these wine regions here in Spain that flies under the radar. Let's be honest about that. Not as big as some of the other players in the market, for example, La Rioja or Ribera del Duero, but you can find some fabulous wines from that part of Spain. And the one that you mentioned there, Juan Gil, one of the more famous wineries from Jumilla, I believe. And the final comment here from Get Better: will the Spanish really care if Brits stay away? A certain type of British tourist seems to have become unwanted in a lot of places these days. Yeah, Get Better, thanks for the comment and good question. Will the Spanish really care if the Brits stop coming here on holiday? Don't know about you guys, but I reckon they would, considering that the amount of British tourists that come here still the number one when it comes to foreign international arrivals, around 20 or 22%, I believe. So an important part of the tourism industry is the British tourist. However, there is a certain element among those British tourists that perhaps are not all that welcome here in Spain. People that come to the country, drink too much alcohol, don't really give a damn about their surroundings, and annoy the locals. And let's just say that in some tourist hotspots here in Spain, for example, in the Balearic Islands or in Benidorm, some British tourists, and I'll repeat that, some British tourists stick out like a sore thumb. Fortunately, it's a minority, and I know what some people are going to say: Stuart, what about Bali with all the bad Aussie tourists? Well, it's exactly the same. Some people, unfortunately, just don't know how to behave themselves when on holiday in a foreign country. On that note, I'm going to wrap the video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. If you have anything to add to the conversation today, the comment section is the place for you. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that you never miss a video, and subscribing will help keep the channel growing, which is important. Until the next one, hasta luego from Madrid.